Pokemon?
No, that's tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
Today is a different kind of a game. A game where the internet gets to yell at us. Because we're ranking every show that we have reacted to.
Rick, don't we play that game every day?
You do.
But not on stream.
Yes, time to rank tiers. Not tiers, but tiers. They're different, right?
Aaron, your mic. They say it's off.
You fool.
I just sat down. I don't know what's going on.
But yeah,
They told me they fixed it.
they did. Everything he said was hilarious, but no need to go back over it.
Man, that's the best stuff I've had in years.
We're going to be ranking shows. We
Wasn't
got
as
about halfway through the shows that we had ranked before last time.
Yep.
So we got to finish those out. We're going to get to the new shows that we've started in the last year. I doubt we will finish it today, so it's probably going to be another 3-parter. But that's okay, because ranking stuff is fun.
Talking is fun.
Talking is fun. Talking while putting what we're talking about in categories is even more fun.
Yes. Putting things into boxes. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, look at Christmas. They don't just give you the stuff. They put in a box first.
And wrap it. And hide it under a tree.
Right? I was being mocking, but yeah, people love that.
I was being mocked.
All right. What's first?
Well, let's recap all the shows that we reacted. Or
We've already done
yeah.
last time. Okay, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Do you guys agree? Keep it no.
Oh gosh, not again.
I think we ended with Naruto.
I
Last
did.
time.
I'm trying to find my list that I had because I just sat down.
Yes, this was Aaron's job last time.
It was. I don't know why I had it, but I'm getting it.
Yeah, so we've done A, B, and C so far. Or S, A, B. Have we done all of C? Not yet.
I did not
No.
finish all of C.
Okay. So anything
Yeah.
that's above C right now, not the stuff on the right, because we haven't done some of that stuff yet, right? No, we have.
Those are the things that we've moved.
That's right. We moved Berserk and I was angry.
Yes.
But it's back now, so I'm happy. Right where it belongs.
Right where it
Well,
belongs.
not quite. It should go up another tier, but
Yeah.
at least in A, it's in its correct
All right.
position.
Well, we ended with Naruto, which is correct. The next one in the order alphabetically was One Punch Man.
One Punch Man, which, have you guys watched season 2 in the years since? Or was that before?
We'd already watched it, I
I
think.
believe we
Yeah.
watched season 2.
Okay.
Pretty sure we were caught up.
And
Okay.
season 2 definitely had brought it down, but I think nothing brought it down more than Rick. So
Yeah.
I do
this is in C.
not like One
I
Punch
think
Man.
that most of us had it like up in A, but I feel like
Yeah.
Rick gave it something really low, and we just kind
Yeah.
of tried
yeah,
to.
he bombed it with his rating.
Yeah. No, I don't like it at all. I tried it twice, because normally when there's something that's like a really popular anime, and I watch it and I don't like it, I'll switch.
Sure.
So like I watch it dubbed first.
Yeah.
And normally when that happens, I'll like switch to sub. And it's like, oh, okay. Like I get it now. I
Yeah.
like this a lot better.
I get you.
So I watched all of season 1 of One Punch Man twice. Once in dub and once in sub.
Gotcha.
Hated it both times.
I don't understand.
And I haven't seen season 2.
I feel like
Not everything is for everyone,
sure,
right?
a lot of things are not for Rick.
Think of the things that Rick likes that you hate. But you put it. Some people are saying that you put it in E tier. E.
with Iron Fist and Titans, it's
Titans.
as bad as Titans, Rick.
It is.
No.
What?
No.
No,
What?
This is all relative, but no.
objectively, you are wrong, sir.
I don't think it's as bad as like Titans and stuff.
I mean,
No.
when
I-
I'm looking at the list that's around it, I still put it in A myself.
Like Titans, broadly speaking, is a superhero action show.
Mhm.
There's some action in Titans that I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of it wasn't shot well.
One Punch Man is like a satire comedy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And I did not like any of the satire or any of the comedy.
Sure.
But
But I
what
feel
kept
like-
Titans from being an F before when we talked about it was that it had production value,
Sure.
All right.
right? There's nothing in One Punch Man music, quality of anything that keeps it from being the worst thing.
The production value is good. I think the animation's good. I don't love the art style, but it's fine. That's more of a taste thing, I think, than anything.
And you don't like bacon.
I like
All
the
right.
music.
Well, in that case, let's go back to ranking Brooklyn Nine-Nine because you guys all really like it, but
Yeah.
I can't stand it. So I'm going to rank it
Calvin.
E. So it has to
Come
go
on now.
down a rank.
Don't do this, Calvin.
I mean, you do what you feel is right.
What?
No, vengeance is right.
Vengeance. I mean, for One Punch Man, like I felt like it was really good. Like we have Mob Psycho up in A tier.
I feel like Mob Psycho did everything One Punch Man tried to do, but did it right.
What did it? It did the same.
I mean, One Punch Man does everything that it wants to do and succeeds. It's one of the great, like the most viewed, beloved shows in the world. Like
in the world,
you're going against the vast majority. Like there's not a lot like Iron Fist stands out there being like, "What? You have that in E?" You know?
Sure. I mean, I think One Punch Man should. I'd probably put it in. I had a thing.
Yeah.
Let me find my thing.
I would be super happy
Dang.
if we moved it up to B from C myself.
That's not it.
Alpone says One Punch Man is still the most viewed reaction on the channel.
It is
I
over
would
2
probably
million
put it-
views.
At B, I think. I want to look at my image. I made my own tier list on my own.
I don't care
I wanted
about that.
I wanted to reference
Ooh.
where I put things so I could see what my thoughts were without being clouded by Rick's judgment.
Yeah, I have one too. Where is that?
Yeah, for One Punch Man, I have it in B. I think it belongs in B for me.
Honestly, I think it's probably D, I would say. For me.
Would
I enjoy it a whole lot. I would put it up in A. Like, it doesn't ask anything of me that I can't give it. Like, I'm supposed to have fun watching it. I do. I love the dynamic between the two main protagonists. It's satire. And it's the parts of anime that I can get hype and behind.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes fun of the stuff that I can't. So I like it.
With being so far out from watching it, the way that I really think about my lasting power of shows is, do I often go back and rewatch parts of it? Like I do casually will go and just watch Genos versus Saitama 1, where, you know, Genos does all those things and Saitama does just this, you know, and that mountain's gone. I watch it all the time. That animation is amazing. That part is amazing. So it goes up there with a high list. Definitely not S material for me.
No.
But like if you guys were all like, Eric, it's got to be A, I would agree. I would say high B, low A for me.
So where do we arrive then? Does that mean it stays in C, or does it go to like a low B category?
Calvin, you have it in A?
I have it in A.
I will put it in A.
I feel like the average puts it in like a low B category then,
I do feel
but
like
I don't
it.
know because it's like A, B, D. Does that sound right?
Well, let's see. If we did it like letter grades.
Yeah, but there's S there. S messes it all up.
That's an A
A
plus.
plus.
I mean, I think if there's any question, like the majority should move it the direction, right?
Yeah.
So because the majority is positive, I think it should probably move up.
I agree with that.
Trend positive.
Yeah.
It's great
All right.
to my case.
Let's move it up to B then.
But let's remember this in the future when
Well-
it benefits me.
Rick, you've got so many S's that were just you.
He's right.
Yeah.
And it's not over. I can feel it.
I can feel a lot incoming.
Someone's like, Rick has too much power.
All right, so if we're good with One Punch Man, we'll move on to the next one, which is the Pokemon Generations.
Have not seen.
Pokemon Generations was a YouTube
Yeah.
thing, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Was
it
it
was a
on
YouTube thing. We watched a
Amazon,
couple
maybe?
episodes of it, me and you, I believe. It was fun.
I watched it as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like amazing. I thought it was average, and I thought C was a good spot.
I thought it was a fun, like, it was like a rendition of
Yeah.
the game rather than being about Ash.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really neat seeing the world and stuff there.
Sure.
I personally think it probably goes a little higher than C.
Yeah.
Like, probably B.
Comparing it to my recent experience playing the games, I definitely enjoyed it more than that.
I probably need to rewatch it.
So, based
I would
on like
say-
my hour count of generations versus the randomizer, I would say if the randomizer is the average, then it should be in B.
I would say for me, I enjoyed it a lot just because of what it was doing for the game stuff. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's also real short and just is like a really cool, like, I don't know, it's like a really cool game cinematic lore information thing. And I think it's neat to have that. So yeah, I don't know. I'd say lower B.
C for me.
Rick has no opinion, I guess. What did you say, Calvin?
I would put low B.
All right, let's put in B then.
I think that takes it to B.
Yes.
See, I can't do anything about this, Rick.
Yes.
All right, now we're even.
All right, the next one then is Prison Break. Who's seen Prison Break, by the way?
And this is Prison Break, the first series, right? Yeah.
Well, I think it's all counted as just Prison Break, right? Or are we only counting? Like, that didn't have a new title like Heroes, did it?
It didn't have a new start like Dexter,
for some reason,
right?
I thought it did.
It's all just Prison
Maybe
Break.
I must be wrong.
I think.
Okay.
I mean, if I type in Prison Break, I see 5 seasons, which would have included the newest one.
Okay. That last season really takes it down.
I think that's why we have it in C, because I feel like the last season just didn't do.
Yeah, if we were
well.
just doing season 1, even 2, it would be easy A.
I loved
but
1 and 2. 3 was okay. I thought 3 was not too bad.
It was good.
4 was not as favorited for me.
No.
And then 5 I didn't like.
The scale of
nearly
it
as
just
much.
got way too big
Yeah.
for the show. Season 1 is a perfect season 1. You could watch just that and not need to watch anything else, and it's been one of your favorite shows.
Yeah.
That being said, considering everything, let's leave it.
I'm fine with C.
Yep.
No one else has seen it, right?
I watched 4 episodes.
Haven't seen it.
Man, you watched 4 episodes of the first season and you didn't keep watching?
And he quit.
First season was so good.
He doesn't eat bacon.
Yeah, you're right. All right, well then let's move on to the next one, which is Supernatural.
I have seen so much more
Than last
Supernatural
time.
since last time.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. You're not caught up, right?
I'm not caught up, but I'm in season 8.
Season 8? That's more.
Big mouths.
No, that's season 7.
Okay, sorry.
I'm past that,
Yeah.
thankfully.
So since
Through Maggie, I've seen like a smattering of episodes here and there.
Okay.
But not a season or anything.
Well, since we did this too, we've had the finale of the series, I think, right?
Yes,
I think
we have.
so, yeah.
Like we didn't have that when we did this the
True.
first time.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
So-
it's the same thing that I would have said last year, which is it has really high highs and it has really low lows, and those things put it in the middle of the pack. So I'm comfortable with C, honestly.
No, I think so. I kind of agree with that too. I
Yeah.
think if it
It's
would
just
be
too long.
I think there's a point where I'm like, if it would have stopped here, I think it would have been maybe A.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mhm.
But I think because of like, it does go on. It's like what, 16 seasons or something? 15, 16 seasons?
Hydrate.
15, right?
And it goes for that long of time. And because of that, I think there's some really cool stuff that it does.
Yeah.
There's some stuff I really like, but there's also some stuff that I didn't really enjoy that much, you know?
Sure.
Like there was a point when like we didn't do reactions to it, and I was watching this season, and I'm like, this was a really good season. We should have been reacting to this.
Agreed.
And we reacted to the next season, and I did not enjoy
Not
that
as
season
good.
as much as the previous one.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll just I would say C's fine for me. Calvin, what about you? Now that you're at like 8 and have more information on it, where do you put it right now?
I would put it in a high B, or maybe even an A, where I'm sitting at right now. First 5 seasons, obviously, just tremendous. Season 6 and season 8 have been really good. Season 7 was a low point for me, but they had some fantastic episodes in there. I can't judge the rest of the series,
Yeah.
Sure.
because I just haven't seen it, obviously. But no, I would put it in a high B.
High B.
Yeah.
I would probably say C still. Eric, what would you say?
Looking at shows from B and C, I think I would still keep it C. Middle of the pack for me, because again, like if I'm allowed to take moments, there are S moments, but there are
Definitely.
very small F moments and a lot of D moments.
Sure.
So I think that brings the average down. I mean, I'm gonna go C. I think I'm gonna stick with it.
All right.
Nothing's changed for me since last year.
I would say the same. So do we keep it there then?
I think so.
I guess the majority is still at C
I guess.
rather than pushing it up.
Sure.
I haven't seen enough to give an opinion, I feel like.
All right. The next one goes to The Flash.
We've seen more of the Flash since then.
We have seen more of The Flash. Where do we put The Flash?
I've heard things about the Flash.
I mean, if I said last year that the Flash was a C, feel like I would move it to D compared to what we've got in addition. Because, Aaron, we have moments like we had today. I'm like, holy fuck, that's amazing. Ride the lightning, bitch. That was great.
Sure.
But there's so much that I don't like in the last 2 seasons.
And that's 2 seasons out of how many? Just curious. Like 11?
7?
8?
Yeah.
We're on the 8th season right now. Trying to think season-wise, too, of what I really like. And I like that. That one's okay. That one's less so. That one was all right. That one was less so, and this one's, I'm not sure yet. I'm not really sure on the current one where we're going to be at.
Feel like if I wasn't covering it for Blind Wave, I would probably just wait until it was all out and binge it at some point. Whereas other shows, like, no, if I wasn't covering for Blind Wave, I would still be watching this every week. So I think I'm that.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I probably would do what I do with most shows in Melanie, where it's like we just watch them sometimes, and we sometimes we'll watch like 3 episodes of something, and we'll catch up, and then we might not watch anything for like 2 weeks, and then we get behind again.
Yeah.
But
I will also say too that the show at certain points has gotten my love to the point where I'm in the long haul, baby. I don't drop shit that I have ever loved.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I never loved Titans. So when we're like, do we want to do Titans? I'm like, no, I never loved it. But The Flash has multiple moments of like, I fucking love this. So that earns my loyalty, and I will continue to cover it, but I will drop it to
You dropped wrestling, Eric.
I didn't.
You loved wrestling.
Never
time.
I don't know if I dropped it.
Are you watching wrestling?
No.
on mine,
Suspiciously sounds like dropped.
I think with everything I agree, because like I was trying to organize my stuff to kind of have it where it's like within C tier, what's the tier of that tier?
Yeah.
So I was trying to organize them based on that. I have it at a low C.
Yeah.
So that I'd probably leave it in C for me. Just it might not be the best of C.
Sure.
But it's lower on the spectrum of like what's in C tier, because there's lots of stuff I do and really enjoy. But yeah, like you were saying, like in like today's episode, there was some stuff I'm like, I don't know about this stuff as much.
How about this?
But
I will keep it in C because we're going to be doing this again in a year or 2 or whatever, and there'll be more Flash.
At the very least, we'll have this season.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've been renewed.
If you
for
still
one yet
feel
or
the
not.
way you feel now, maybe I'll be able to convince you to drop it.
I mean, maybe depending on what they do this season, I'll be like, you know what, it was not that good. Or reverse is like, oh my gosh, this season was great.
Sure.
What they ended with was amazing. I'm so glad we went through with what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like there's one story bit where I'm like, I don't know what they're doing with this.
Yeah.
But by the end of the season, we should know.
Like whenever I rarely hate things, but when I do, I tend to make it's usually fun. Like I'm fucking the Sabercopters, but I have fun with it too.
Sure.
But the Flash last season with that family stuff,
I know you hated
I was
that a lot.
starting to despise it. I wasn't even having fun anymore. I was despising it. And no show has done that to me. And I'm like, that's not your kids. They have parents. It was fun discussing, but I was being driven slightly crazy.
You didn't despise Sword Art Online?
No,
Abridged?
I wouldn't say I despise it. I just think because a lot of people enjoy it. Not a lot of people were enjoying that. I would say Sword Art Online is not my type of humor.
I was enjoying watching you.
Yeah, no, I get you. Like, I think the only people that would enjoy certain elements of Flash would be like Rick people.
Eric, it was like helicopter blades.
Huh?
It's like helicopter blades. I enjoyed those so much more because of how much
Helicopter
you
sabers.
disliked it.
And I get you.
And that's
And
what
I
family
like
was.
being that person for people, but that was too much. Like, Chillblaine is way more fun than that family stuff was for me.
Sure.
Granted, they were going through COVID stuff. I get it,
All
but
right. So how about we leave it in C for now, and we revisit it next time?
acceptable.
Calvin
Like
has
we
no
would-
opinion on this. He hasn't seen it.
I've seen 2 seasons of it. I liked them. I would probably put it in a C or a B, but I have not seen the preceding 6 seasons that have changed.
Season
Eric.
1 and 2 are really good. I like 1 and 2
no, they
a lot.
are. They're really good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
what?
Well, we talked about this during our Demon Slayer from this week, where I was like, guys, if we watched this episode before we ranked it, would that have changed it? What's it at right now?
Is that a B?
I mean, that was so good, but I'm comfortable leaving it at a B because we're gonna be redoing it next year. We'll leave that at a B. We don't need to. I don't think so. That would just be something that I'll think about next year.
Yeah, this past episode is definitely one that I'm going to think that is the moment to remember.
Because, I mean, it doesn't change anything that Rick dislikes about
But
the show.
has a few more of those episodes, and maybe I'll move it up.
I mean, I even if we don't change it now, I just want to say, like, if you haven't watched Demon Slayer and you're a huge fan of animation, at the very least, watching just that was a gift.
Yep.
That was so great.
It was.
Yeah, you don't really need context.
Not really. It's just so beautiful. Episode 17, I believe it was. No? Yeah, maybe.
Sounds close.
Yep, I can check.
It's around there. Go check it out. Demon Slayer.
Check
Okay.
it out. All right. So we'll leave Flash and C for now.
Yeah.
We'll have better information at the end of this season, so we can visit it next time.
I begrudgingly leave it in C.
All right, begrudgingly. That's fine.
17. Yes.
Next up
asterisk by it.
is The Haunting of Bly Manor.
I have no
Has
opinion.
anyone else seen this besides me?
Just you.
Just you.
You leave it?
I have not.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would leave it there. I think I enjoyed it. It wasn't as good, I don't think, as Haunting of Hill House. But it was okay. So I'm fine with it staying C.
Okay.
I'll just leave
Quick
it there.
one.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Next up is The Umbrella Academy.
Have we seen more since last time?
I think we have.
We had that season, right?
So
I don't remember.
was season 2?
Yeah, there's only been
Yeah.
2 seasons so far.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't.
Let me look. We did it live-ish, right? It's a Netflix show.
Yeah.
July 31st, 2021. So
that
no,
was
it would have
more than
been.
eight. I would keep it in C. I mean, again, it's a fun show, but it's not something other than there's one meme online that I see all the time, which is Vanya and the little brother passing each other, in the cars, looking at each other.
No,
I don't think about it very much. So
Sure. I have mine right next to Flash on my tier listing.
okay,
So it's
C.
still C
Yeah.
area.
C's good for me.
I think it's a high D, low C. So we'll keep it in C.
Got it.
I don't get an opinion.
Nope,
Oh.
you're out.
No.
I thought you already said
Are
something.
you good with
No,
C, Calvin? What do you think?
I'm good with C. Yeah.
All right, so we'll leave that one there. How about, The Walking Dead.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm at season 7 maybe that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started rewatching through it, and the stuff I was rewatching through
Yeah.
in the beginning, I'm like, I like this show a lot. But
Calvin, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
It's so much better than what we ranked it at last time.
Yeah. I still, whenever we're like, hey, what shows are we watching today? And it says The Walking Dead, I still will get feelings
I'll get
of
that pang.
man, it's just not as good as it used to be. But then I remember wait, no, the last couple
Last
seasons
season
have been good.
It's been great. Yeah.
So it still has that, but I would want to push it up to a B, I think, at this point for myself, especially for how long it is. Supernatural has that problem of it's so long that the highs are high and the lows are low, but I think a low B, high C is good for it. I would want this to end up in low B.
It's definitely at least a high C for me. I would be very comfortable putting it in a low B.
Yeah.
Because it's just, there are a lot of lows.
Mm-hmm.
But the highs that we get,
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's because there are a lot of lows that the highs that we get feel so much higher,
Sure.
but
But remember,
it's been really high.
without any spoilers, we had a poll very recently of The Walking Dead where it's if you had told me this would have happened a couple years ago or this, I would have been you're lying. But those things did happen, and it's awesome, and I love that feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, B for me.
I mean, with what I've seen so far, C to B is fine for me just because I'm also rewatching through some of the earlier stuff, which was pretty good, and then it kind of lulls a bit, and then
Sure.
I imagine then it picks up. So
Yep.
So you guys voting both to move to B then?
I'll put it in B.
Yes, sir.
It
Okay.
has worked hard, and it deserves an elevation.
Recognition.
Yeah.
Well, the most recent stuff, they switched showrunners and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're coming up to the end of it
Angela
here soon.
Kang, I think.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they made some changes to try to improve it and change showrunners and get the ball rolling differently. I suppose with some shows that was just they bring in a new showrunner to let it die.
It also
You know?
it did an interesting thing too, where as opposed to some of the other shows that were just trying to struggle through COVID. It did a thing where it just had these anthology episodes.
They were so good.
And like, well, one of them would be like, okay, that was all right. But then another one would be like, holy shit.
That episode that you're thinking of,
Yeah.
that I know I'm thinking of too, that's S tier.
That's an S tier episode.
That's an S tier episode right there.
Like, that truly had a moment in there where I was just like, there was like this long monologue part, and then something happened at the end where I was like, holy, that was amazing television. So yeah, I'm comfortable with B.
All right.
All right. Well, now let's get into the discussion of Torchwood.
No opinion on this one too.
I have no change from last year.
I think we finished it at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We had finished it at
100%.
this point.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with C for that one. Some of the stuff was really interesting. Some of the stuff was like weird.
Yeah.
But like as a whole, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's like it was the best television I ever watched. But also
No.
it wasn't the worst television
It's
I ever
not
watched.
some of the best television we've ever watched, but it has some of the best reactions we ever gave.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But I'm not judging this on our reactions. I'm
No.
judging this on the show.
You're right.
So
The Anime Outlook put it
No.
well. Torchwood has S tier reactions,
Let's keep it.
but that's about as much as I can say. I would leave it in C personally.
all right, C's good for me. Next up is Vikings.
We finished Vikings since last year.
You
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, Aaron dropped that.
Aaron dropped out.
Aaron F tier.
No, I actually I placed this in D tier on my own.
Yeah.
Looking at like just how I felt about it, and there's not a whole lot of shows especially on the channel that I've just dropped
Trying
out
to
of.
think.
And I did. It was a mixture of like I wasn't enjoying it as
Yeah.
much, and I wanted more time to do other stuff.
I understand.
and I
Do
just didn't
you
enjoy it
think
much.
that you disliked Vikings more than I disliked last year's Flash? I'm just curious about that.
I don't know. I may not have voiced my dislikes as
Yeah.
much, but it was definitely a show where I'm like, I didn't care about it as much.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I was as invested, especially in the later seasons that we got to.
Mm-hmm.
Especially once we lost some different, like some characters
Sure.
changed around.
No, I
and
get you.
moved around.
Yeah.
Definitely
There
different.
were like
show.
time jumps and stuff.
Mhm.
But I feel like I lost my investment. Whereas like in
Gotcha.
Flash, like if we just changed characters all of
Yeah.
a sudden, I feel like the same thing would kind of happen there.
Mhm.
So I don't know how to rate that. I'm gonna say, in a different sense,
Yeah.
yes.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more of like the investment there versus like just being like, this is stupid. Just being like, I don't know that I care as much anymore.
Yeah, I get you. It's difficult. It's kind of like one of those shows where it's like, you think about Dexter, and there's like, well, there was Dexter here, and then there was Dexter here, and they're two different ratings. But I quite like the end of Vikings, too. I thought it had
do
a
as
strong
well.
ending, while it had like a weird middle.
Yeah, it had a great beginning, real weird middle, and then I think it brought it back 95%.
It also had a weird thing, too, where sometimes it felt like, well, we did this because of what happened in history. And then it was like, but you guys did this, and that has nothing to do with history. And they're like, shut the fuck up.
But we wanted it to look like this.
So, where do we have it at? C?
We have it in C.
I'm comfortable with leaving it in C. I mean, Aaron wants to move it to, in your personal, it's D, but would you fight for it to go to D?
I mean, if you both say C, then you guys are in the majority of it. It's
Huh,
much
yeah.
easier to keep it in C then.
I mean, just because of the last season, how they brought it back for me,
Yeah.
I would put it probably in a B.
You put
as
it
well.
in a B? So I'm
Um,
C, you're B, Aaron's D.
It stays in C.
See you, baby.
All right. Young Justice. Which
We
is
still ha-
actually a season out or finishing now, I think. That
Yes,
we haven't watched
that
it
we
yet.
haven't watched,
So
no.
Yeah.
I can't vote on that part. We've just seen the first 3 seasons.
Uh-huh.
Is it 3? Yeah,
I'm
you're
pretty
right.
sure the 4th is what's going on now, right?
I think you're right, yeah.
We just should be 5.
Pretty sure it's 4.
No idea.
So
It's another show where if I could like separate the seasons out, they would have different tiers. I haven't rewatched stuff either.
I mean, I definitely enjoyed I think I enjoyed the first one a lot.
Yeah.
The second one was still good. The third one I enjoyed less so.
Yeah.
Um
Except for that one moment where you're like, oh yeah, remember season 1?
I mean, Melanie's been watching them, and she's like, "Hey, I've really enjoyed this newest season."
Yeah.
Because she didn't enjoy the last season as much either. So, let's see. Because I haven't watched anything more.
Yeah, I'd keep it.
I'd probably say to leave it where it's at. Nothing's really adjusted or changed my opinion on it so far.
Now, because of the Promised Neverland rule, does that mean it goes down? Or no?
Well, right now with the Promised Neverland season 2, I keep feeling like I never want to watch that, but I generally would watch another season of Young Justice.
And it's also currently going on right now.
Yeah,
and it's just been. I feel like it's been a little mixture of like busy with live stuff.
Yeah,
we have a lot of superhero stuff.
We also let's
get it picked up later on, maybe.
And we're also currently watching Teen Titans.
Sure,
which isn't obviously the same show,
why I was
but
confused.
It's close enough where I'm like, we can wait until after Teen Titans.
Were you thinking of Teen Titans?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that DC show. We're watching that. That's fun.
No, Young Justice, the other young kid superhero show, Calvin. Jeez.
The other one.
Gotcha. All right, let's keep it.
Yeah, leave it there. All right, that I believe clears up all of C.
I think so.
All right.
Which means that we will move on to the D tier, which the first one we have is American Gods.
Man,
I haven't watched since.
There has been more seasons come out that we haven't watched. Does that mean it goes down?
Well, wasn't copyright?
There was a copyright thing with it.
There was copyright issues why we
this.
didn't cover more of it. I haven't watched it since.
But we always have website stuff now, and we still haven't pushed for it, you know?
Sure.
I mean, we had the same issue with Legion. Right?
True.
Yeah, I believe so. And like a lot of NBC, like Heroes had issues and Prison Break had issues and stuff.
Yeah.
I have nothing to change out of this one.
For me, the stuff that I had with American Gods, I thought I thought it was interesting. I thought it was done well.
Yeah.
I thought the actors and stuff were really good.
Sure.
I don't remember why it went into D tier necessarily, but for me, I had it on the lower C side of things.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Like, I know we have it in D, but I can't remember where everyone voted that placed it where it went.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
for me, I feel like it's a C show.
I didn't hate it or anything, but I enjoyed it less than everything else in C, so I would keep it in D.
Calvin? Rick, you haven't seen it, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Don't know what it's about, even.
It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
I liked it. Had that one guy in it. Oh, I love that one guy. I don't know if I should say his name, because like whenever he showed up, we're like, oh, he's in this.
Yeah. Both of those guys that I'm thinking of right now.
Sure. There's
Pretty
a lot of
great.
good actors in it. They're like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like I liked what I saw of it. Freaking Master Chief's in it.
Yep. Yes.
That's really weird that Master Chief is in it.
The actor that plays him, Rick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
We've talked about this.
We're keeping it in D?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with keeping it in D.
DD, Aaron.
All right, leave it in D. Next up is Black Lightning.
Now this has got to fall under the Promised Neverland rule, right?
I've been wanting to watch that last season. I still haven't to this day. I'm about to just watch it with
I have
Melanie,
no
but she's
desire to.
She's already watched it.
So maybe.
If nothing else moves down because of the Promised Neverland rule,
Then
I'm burning this thing down.
Then we should move it back up.
What happened to Promised Neverland?
We moved it down because we hadn't watched the
because we think we're
following
not going to
season.
like season 2, which we haven't
Yeah.
watched.
Well, but the difference is that I loved season 1 of Promised Neverland, and because of what I heard, I moved it down. But for Black Lightning, I liked season 1, and I thought season 2 was pretty boring. So when it came back and we had our schedule was so full, it's like, are we gonna do Black Lightning? I was like, I don't need to, and then we never did it. So does that change?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like Promised Neverland hasn't personally let me
Sure.
down, but Black Lightning kind of did.
Sure.
Well, if you had finished season 2 by the time of ranking this, then
Yeah,
your feelings for what you have seen haven't changed, right?
they haven't changed.
I'm where we voted. I mean, I want to see the other ones just because it's probably more of a completionist-y kind of feeling. Where it's
Sure,
like,
I
I feel
get
like I
that.
should finish and see what
Yeah.
these stories went.
Sure.
I love the character
Because you
of
want to be
Black
less
Lightning.
like Rick, right?
Sure. Maybe whenever I was thinking about this stuff too, like I was like, well, we haven't watched them. Why didn't we watch those? I do know that the last season we watched did get weird.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know what's going on. I have it in E.
You have an E?
I have it in E tier.
I mean, it definitely, at least from what I heard, some people were like, don't worry about it. Don't try to catch it up. I like season 1 too much to put it in E. I would say D.
D?
Yeah.
All right. Well, since it's already in D, let's just leave it there.
Okay.
Speaking of D, the Defenders.
Oh. Interesting that we have this here.
You think so? Why is that?
I feel like I liked it more.
More than
Black Lightning.
More than Black Lightning?
Yeah.
Did
sure.
Calvin watch this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
I think
I would have it in at least C.
I think this is why I had Black Lightning in E, because I had Defenders in D there, and I was like, well, I'll put Black Lightning down one.
Yeah.
But I would say Defenders, and the thing with that too is it's probably because it's also an amalgamation of all these characters, so you kind of get the best of those characters.
Yeah.
It's like when you have crossovers with different things on like Flash and Arrow and stuff,
Sure.
and Flash is so much more Flash-like when he's crossed over with other characters.
Yeah. I mean, it's only one season, so it doesn't have like the supernatural effect or the Flash effect.
Sure.
But so is Agent Carter. Well, Agent Carter is 2 seasons, I suppose.
It is, yes.
But it's not any worse or better really for me than Agent Carter, so why isn't it in a C?
I'd say I enjoy it more than most other shows in D.
Yeah, agreed. A lot.
Probably tied with another show that's in D currently.
Like just the interactions between Matt Murdock and Jessica Jones alone put it up there for me.
Yeah. Calvin, what do you think?
I would put it in a C, definitely.
Move it up.
We're leaving American Gods there?
Yeah.
All right. For the record, I voted C on American Gods. D. Next up is Ratchet, which I think is only me.
It's only you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's okay. A lot of needles. D.
Got it. Moving on.
The only things that you remember are the bad things.
We've got to get you to watch Cuckoo's Nest at some point.
I have it on my list. Yeah. Sure. We'll go to Blood of Zeus.
Ratchet stays a D, you said?
Yeah, Ratchet
Okay,
stays
gotcha.
a D. We'll go to Blood of Zeus.
Okay.
Blood of Zeus. I don't have much to say about it. The art was cool at times. It's kind of forgettable otherwise.
It
is somewhat forgettable. I can remember certain moments.
I can remember some of the cooler, like, physical fighting and stuff like that. Like,
I like the title song.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I just didn't enjoy it as much as like some other animated stuff we watched.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. There's not a whole lot of it where like it sticks in my mind. I remember parts
Sure.
here and there when I'm looking at it, and now I'm thinking about it.
Mhm.
But typically, if you're like, "Hey, what shows do you like?" I probably wouldn't really think about this show. So I think in D for me is fine. It wasn't like it was bad.
Yeah.
No.
It just wasn't really, really good. I don't know. Like I don't know how to describe it.
I think it could have been better based on the premise than it ended up being, but it wasn't terrible.
No.
I mean, I had a fine time with it, but I don't think about it. Other than I remember in one episode being like, this is exactly what happened in The Empire Strikes Back. That's the one thing I really remember in terms of like how I felt about it. So it's a fun show, but nothing special. I leave it in D.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
leave it there then. Next, then we'll do Star Wars Resistance.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen it.
Yeah. My opinion hasn't changed. I mean, I'm biased to Star Wars, and still, like, you know, it says something that we're not making you guys go through Star Wars Resistance like we did Clone Wars and Rebels.
See, I wonder if it's because of Star Wars. Like, if it was anything else, would it be kind of like it was
What would
okay?
I rate it?
Well, I don't know. Like,
And
I
if
don't
you
think
watched it with your daughter, you'd be like, it's okay.
I don't think it does too
you'd hate
much lore-wise, but it's also not like I dislike the characters.
Yeah.
Or like the animation, like the art style's a little different, but the animation's still
Yeah.
pretty good. I think I just wanted more from it.
Yeah. I had good moments, but mostly I was like, I'm only watching this because it's Star Wars.
Sure.
And I did.
Yeah.
And we were introduced to Christopher Sean through this.
Yes.
Which
is great.
That alone makes me like, well, we could push up to see if everybody wants to.
See for Christopher.
For Christopher.
Yeah.
We should have Christopher Sean on the list and just rank him.
Do that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Let's do that next time. Man crushes.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I wonder.
That'd be fun.
I think the reason I have it on D is that I think because it was Star Wars, I was expecting it to do more, and it didn't. And I think it's kind of unfair for it, because it's not like it's bad,
no,
but it just didn't do what I wanted it to do.
Didn't meet your expectations.
So
I can't personally think of any moments that's not just referencing The Force Awakens that I'm like, ooh, that right there is why I need to watch Star Wars Resistance. I have that for Clone Wars. I had that for Rebels. I don't have anything like that for Resistance.
Hydrate.
So, all right. Sure. Leave it on D then, I guess. All right. The last of D is Supergirl.
Supergirl has finished since then.
It has finished since then.
Yeah.
So it had, how many seasons do we have? 5? 6.
I think there were 6.
I think there's 6 seasons for it.
I mean, I enjoyed Supergirl the whole time more than I enjoyed The Flash the last 2 years.
I mean, I enjoyed Supergirl more than I enjoyed Black Lightning.
Sure, yeah.
And Ratchet.
Yeah.
Who put it down here then?
On my I don't remember. On my list, I have it in the C category. I still have like one of my favorite seasons of Supergirl. Like it was really good. I enjoyed the whole thing. It was done really well. I think part of it was the beginning season, like where it started. Over on what was it, CBS or whatever?
CBS, I think. Yeah.
I didn't enjoy that as much, but I think when it started to find like what its legs were and how to do stuff, it did pretty well with some of that. Well, I think its strength was characters.
Yeah.
Some of the action and stuff, not so much.
I think seeing what's possible with Superman and Lois drop it down any.
I mean, Superman and Lois to me is like great. It's like the best superhero CW show right now.
Like now that you've seen what could have been, does it drop down all other CW
it's so
superhero shows?
Different, I would say, because like the age of the character is so different.
No, I don't think so, because I think Arrow for me would still be in B, but I think because of what that show is, it's raising it to being more of like the shows I think they should be. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
you have it in C?
I would say C for me.
Put it in C.
I had it. Honestly, I had it next to Flash.
Yeah. I put it up there with Defenders. Yeah. I certainly like it more than anything else in D.
Sure. Yeah. I agree. And there's definitely some shows in C and stuff where I think it fits alongside where like there's some seasons that I liked a lot of it. There's some seasons I didn't like as much with it. Next up is E tier. Sticking with CW is Batwoman. I
haven't rewatched anything new from this, but you have.
Sure. I'm caught up on it.
Very new things from this.
This one's so tricky.
Yeah,
now, at this point, did we have one season? I think
you had one season.
And now we've had
three
right? Seasons.
It was weird.
I believe so.
But I believe that's the case. Or at the very least, you were into season 2.
So much stuff has been...
So much has changed.
Has been... Like, this show got hurt a lot with so much stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Between pandemic, it lost its main actress.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much stuff that it was going on. Yeah. I think the newest season has probably been one of the best seasons they've had. And I feel like each season it's gotten better. So, I would at least probably say moving it up to D. Versus being like, I think it's better than Titans as a whole.
Yeah, if we move Supergirl up to C, you want to move Batwoman up to D in that place?
Say so.
Yeah.
Like I think I enjoyed it more than Titans. I think it's I don't know, depending on what it does versus like what Flash does and stuff, like I may enjoy Batwoman possibly depending on what they do more than what they do with Flash. But I mean, it was like this last season was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like season 1, I didn't like. What I saw of season 2, I really liked, and I haven't seen season 3.
The end of season 3, I think there's at least some stuff that you'd be like, I can't believe they just did this.
Fuck
this is great.
That sounds awesome. I need to catch up. I'm comfortable with that, but I would lean towards what you would say, honestly.
Okay, I would say move it up one.
Yeah, I also feel like of all the shows, it's the one that like people haven't seen, but they just like, oh yeah, heard that was real bad, so I'm just gonna say it's real bad. Like, especially because of how different season 1 turned out to be from the rest of the show.
Yeah. Well, in season 1 too, like watching just that season, I could feel it from episode 1 to the final.
Gotcha.
It was getting better.
Yeah.
It was like everyone's trying to figure out what they're doing, how to operate. You know, I mean, then when season 2 happened, they had to swap in a whole new actress to be their main lead.
Yeah.
And they kind of had to do that again while also following like pandemic protocols. And it was still, with all that, I thought it did much better than the first season.
So it's going into D, right?
Yeah, we'll put it in D.
Yeah. Not C, Jake.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy.
The producers paid me.
All right. Let's move on to Iron Fist.
Another one of those where I'm like, it was a okay show, but I wanted to see more.
Yeah.
When they got to the end.
It's definitely one of those ones that started showing you what it could be. And
it is, but you know what? I'm perfectly comfortable leaving it E because it made such a cardinal sin, which is to have an Iron Fist show and not give your lead actor enough time to practice his martial arts.
Yeah. Sure.
It's what a brain dead decision that like I almost would put it an F, but because like I like some parts of it, it stays an E.
Sure.
I thought about Iron Fist today.
Yeah.
I was messing with some aluminum foil. And you guys know the rest of the story.
Oh, man.
I mean,
and
could you imagine if they did Shang-Chi, but like they didn't have their main actors doing any kind of like martial arts training or anything, and they just it would be terrible.
Imagine that with crappy editing and bad fights.
Sounds kind of great, actually. I think I want to watch this.
I don't think you would.
Okay.
Big ups though to Ward in that show.
Oh my gosh.
Ward was so good.
That character shouldn't be that good.
I think he kept it out of F for us last time we ranked
Probably
it.
did.
That might have been.
Yeah.
I think he kept it single-handedly out of F.
Sure.
But it's another one of those situations like when Iron Fist teamed up with Luke Cage in other parts and he just got to be Danny Rand. It's great.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Rick, someone in chat, Dire Sparks says, it's not bad enough to be entertaining. So he does not think that you would enjoy.
Agreed.
We'll talk about that when we get to Titans.
Definitely agreed.
All right.
Which is,
well, the next up is Titans.
Now, I remember last year we were upset we couldn't put it in F because it's too good.
I mean, we haven't seen anything else with it. There's a whole new season that we haven't checked out.
There's a whole new season.
Yeah.
And for the first 3 weeks, people were like, you guys were wrong. It's changed. And then it got to the end of the season, people were like, no.
And it got real quiet.
Never mind, everybody.
If Titans was consistently 20% worse, it might be one of my favorite shows of all time.
Some people are saying that it got even worse.
Consistently
Worse. Yeah.
But yeah, no.
But it gives you hope with those first 3 episodes.
There's just too much of it that's too good.
Gives you hope.
And so much that's so bad.
Like, I know a storyline that they adapted, and I was like, what? Already? Okay, weird. So I know what to expect, at least for the first 3 episodes.
Gotcha.
But I am not at all like, I want to see what they do.
We've also seen Teen Titans since then.
We have Teen Titans.
And compare it frequently.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
I'm in the same camp where I'm like, it's not bad enough to be F, and that's almost worse.
Yeah, there's some good performances in that show. There's some good stuff.
Yep.
And that's a damn shame.
Damn shame.
Yeah.
Damn shame that there's any good stuff at all.
Yeah. Like all that. I think
All
it's
right.
casted real well.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
And, yeah, that's quite literally about it.
All right. Well, let's leave that there then, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Do we even want to go over F?
Let's do it real quick. There's
We
3
put him there
shows in
for a
it.
reason.
Yes. Heroes Reborn.
Samesies, F.
Samesies F. They should have just left Heroes where it was, right?
It's a stain on what season 1 did for Heroes, and then the rest of Heroes is kind of a stain. But this is like a big. If the rest of Heroes from season 1 is a mustard stain, this like ripped it, and I was like, I don't want to watch it
There's
anymore.
like the whole hot dog still on the shirt.
Yeah.
Like it just got stuck there. And there's a whole hot dog. Just, That's the stain.
Like a mustard glue.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave Heroes Reborn in F. What about Inhumans? Rick, I think you wouldn't like Inhumans.
Let's go.
Rick would like Inhumans.
I think this is one of those shows that it's bad
Yeah.
enough that you would be like, this is great.
I want us
one
to
of the very
rewatch
few
Inhumans.
shows that we have reacted to more than once on the channel.
Rick reacts Inhumans.
Like, for a completely different reason.
This is one of those
Clone Wars, Game of Thrones, and Inhumans.
Yeah.
What they have in common.
like this is one of those few shows where like it was. I feel like it was not done well.
Nope.
But Eric and I had fun reacting
So
to
much.
it and watching it.
Yeah.
Like you love The Room.
Oh yeah.
Would you make it an S tier movie if you were actually rating it on like?
See, that's a tough thing.
That's
right?
what I was wondering.
Yeah,
on.
like it's my second favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Legitimately. So like it's S tier for me.
Sure.
But if I'm trying to be objective at all
Yeah.
yeah.
as
If
to the quality
aliens,
of the movie, it's
Yeah.
clearly an F.
Yeah.
if aliens came down and they said, "Show us the best movie, or we destroy the planet," you wouldn't show them The Room, right?
No, you would damn
Yeah.
so many
So, like,
people.
I feel like Inhumans. Like I feel like the reactions we had for this were fun,
Yep.
but the show
Is F.
was not.
And it's such a shame because there's some actors in there from Lost.
Oh yeah, there's some actors from like Game of Thrones and some
Yeah,
actors from all
there
kinds of
are.
stuff, and they're like, oh.
Dumb show.
All right, so let's leave Inhumans there. No one is going to argue that, right?
No.
What about Sword Art Online Abridged?
It's
F.
still an F for me.
Still F.
I know that's the one people are like, why is that there? And I know a lot
Yeah.
of people enjoyed it, but like we didn't.
Maybe I would like it if I watched it again, but having never seen the original show, I can't make the comparison, and I just didn't. The humor was a little too. I don't know what to call it for me.
Sure.
It was too screamy, fighty.
I have seen the first season of Sword Art Online,
Yeah.
and comparing the two, I enjoyed. It's weird because I know a lot of people are like, Sword Art Online is awful.
Abridged did it so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's what a
like
lot of
I
people-
enjoyed the original much more than the abridged version.
Yeah.
Which maybe I'm in the minority, sure, but I did not enjoy abridged.
I happily say that I'm in the minority.
Like, I enjoy humor that makes me cringe. Like, I like to watch cringy things like The Office or something like that. They're like, oh, no, you know? But this just, like, was humor that was like, that's not funny, you know? That kind of cringe. So it's got to stay in the F for me.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, and we've had abridged on here before. Dragon Ball Z abridged is on here,
It's up.
and that one's up
High.
on A.
It's at
you
A,
know?
baby.
And we had that
Rick, we
mixture.
got to take you through that.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We've had
Oh.
that mixture of like people that have seen Dragon Ball Z versus people who haven't seen Dragon Ball Z, and what do you think of this show? And
Oh,
it just
dude.
does a really good job with it.
Everybody, what do
I
you guys
just-
think? Rick reacts. Dragon Ball Z abridged.
And Inhumans.
Well,
At the same time, Rick, we're not doing that next to each other shit.
You
Okay.
either have both or neither.
All right. That covers everything that we've ranked so far.
yeah.
With the exception of what we had on our list last time of the to be determined shows, which we
Yes.
felt like we didn't have enough information
Yeah.
yet. Which the first of those is going to be Invincible.
Invincible.
So,
oh, okay. Yeah.
We have
Oh,
finished that
okay.
season. We have to actually, for the first time,
Yeah.
place that somewhere on
Sure.
this list.
So you think we should do TBDs first before we do? Okay.
We
Sure.
had these at least last time.
Okay.
The other ones we didn't have anywhere. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sounds good.
I like Invincible. It's a solid B for me.
Solid B.
Yep.
When I was thinking about this on my own, trying to figure out where I wanted to place
Yeah.
it, I placed it at an A.
Okay.
Some of that might have been because like what I thought it was gonna be versus what it kind of turned into
Yeah.
caught me off guard,
You're right.
and I really enjoyed being like, "What?"
That first episode, you're right.
Yeah, and it was not what I went like almost 180 of what I thought the show was gonna be.
And you know, the best thing I think about that show, I mean, it's a reaction thing, but like when we discovered, like, what the hell was that that fell out of the sky? And we remembered, like, oh my God! Remember that moment?
Yeah,
That was such a great moment. I
So-
also really like the way we announced to win that show, too. I
Yeah.
might be convinced to go for A, but I'm going to go B.
Yeah, I went A with that one.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah. First, like what we originally thought, I would have placed it in a C.
Yeah.
But after that, it's a strong A for me.
It's kind of the opposite of Demon Slayer in some ways. Like Invincible, I'm interested in the stories and the characters.
Yeah.
The animation is not great.
Animation's not nothing to write
No.
home about. It's not bad, but it's not like,
It doesn't go up a level
Yeah.
when action starts like
I mean,
Demon
it has
Slayer does.
moments. Like, I don't want to spoil anything.
yeah, I
for
don't
want
want
to
to spoil it for
such
people
a
who
good
haven't seen it
sure.
because there's some really good
It's very
stuff in there.
important. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff in B I would put above, some stuff below, but
Yeah.
I don't think I would put it with anything in the A tier, so it's
Gotcha.
probably B for me.
B.
But I really like it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see more. I'm really excited for the potential of that show.
So are we split AABB?
I think so.
All right, to Smash.
Well, damn it, I got Cow on my side.
All right, so
right.
we win.
Put in B.
I feel bad.
No, you
But
don't.
it makes so much sense.
No, you don't.
All right. Well, if that's going to be, the next one up then is Jiu Jitsu Kaizen.
Oh, talk about good animation.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about great characters.
Great characters.
Talk about great music.
Great music.
Talk about great reasons
So
for
you think it's not great?
explaining
it's
things.
story, like, I'm not like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I can't wait to see what develops, but its characters are so strong that it, like, doesn't even really need one. It just kind of has, like, this guy is bad, and he will do bad things. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I don't kind of care about that. Not in the way that, like, you feel like Demon Slayer.
It's got more interesting things going for it than I think Demon Slayer
Yeah.
does, where, like, you've got bad guy
Yeah.
on good team. Kind of.
And
Sort
it-
of. But bad team wants
Yeah.
bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going A. I'm not going S, obviously. I'm going A because it has one of the best endings in anime of all time.
Of
You mean the outro
television.
thing?
Yes, the outro.
Anime, TV shows, like everything. It's so good. Life-changingly good.
Paradise.
I can't
so good.
find this on my list.
Also, Remember, that song is also incredible. On my workout playlist. Listen to it all the time. And so funny. I laughed so
yeah.
much during Jiu Jitsu
Yeah,
Kaizen.
it has everything.
But got hyped during the
like,
hype scenes.
Yeah, like
It did everything for me. I got sad during the sad scenes. The
It
whole
has-
range of emotions.
has that thing in there that me and you love, where it's like all relationships, yes, but there's something special about best friends.
It's the best.
Yeah, I'm an A for Jiu Jitsu Kaizen, and can't wait to see more and re-rank it later.
Yeah. I could see it living in S someday. But I think it's A for now, for me.
For
I
me,
don't-
I think it's an S.
You think it's an S?
For me, not saying everybody has to think
Yeah,
that way,
No, I get you.
but
I
I love that
respect you.
show so much.
Yeah.
It's I feel like it does everything right. Like the comedy is just it nails what I
Sure.
want in a comedy action anime.
I mean, well, now I'm trying to think, like, what takes it down for me? I definitely never felt 100% having with clarity. Like, there's been moments where I was confused. Like, I don't know what's happening right now. I guess that can take it down.
Sure. For me, like, there's a lot of things I like. Like,
Yeah.
the character stuff is interesting. I like the way the rules work in their universe,
Sure.
too. And it kind of really
Yeah.
works in that meta anime
Yeah.
rule system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
The thing that is egregious in other animes, it explains and it makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. It's kind of like a weird martial arts ghost busting
Yeah.
kind of like show. But I do enjoy the comedy and stuff.
Me too.
I have mine sitting at an A.
Yeah, I think if it had a fantastic crafted story, I could be willing to go to S, but I'll stay A.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of detail in the story right now.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, I don't really demand it either.
no, it's almost like it's in the tutorial
Yeah.
section of the anime,
Sure.
kind of.
See, for me, I don't think it needs that.
Yeah.
I think I just enjoy it so
get
much
you.
on its own for what it is.
Sure.
It doesn't need to be anything else to me.
Well, it sounds like it's going to end up being a high A for us.
All right. So let's place that one into
Man, I'm going to have
A.
that song in my head the entire day.
Oh yeah, Wolf ask, are we going to get audience polls like last time? Now that we're in the new shows,
Oh, yeah, we should create some
Can.
polls.
The
There
tricky thing
mods?
with that is that we have S, A, B, C, D, E, F, and we can only do 5. So we have to figure out where it's going to go.
last time we did like A to A or S or B or C, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think we lumped a couple
I
together.
mean, the one thing, too, is like if we really think, I don't know.
If there's any mods that can keep up, go for it.
I think we lumped E and F and C and D together and then had
S, A, B,
yeah.
C, D, E, F. That might be a good way to go about it. Unless we have a show pop up that's like Titans, where it's like, well, let's put S and A together.
Yeah.
Do it that
Maybe we
way.
have that distinction.
Yeah, S A B, C, D, E, F.
SAB,
Yeah.
then CD together, and EF together. Yeah, we can do it for each one. Just keep it like a
Short.
3-minute timer, maybe, or something shorter.
I think it should be S, A, B, C, D,
EF.
E, F.
Yeah, I like that.
So you just want 4 of them?
We have 5 slots.
I would just start for
1,
now.
2.
Probably.
That's why I said E and F combine, and C and D combine, and then do S, A, and B.
That sounds fine. Sure. Do that.
Is that okay?
Do what Calvin said.
Do what was already said.
All right.
All right, so we put Jujutsu in A, right?
A.
Jujutsu. The next one then of the to be determined, which is also the last to be determined.
Also, the one downside of Jiu-Jitsu is it changed the ending.
Yes.
The ED changed.
Yep.
And that was a terrible mistake.
It was a mistake.
Uh,
Put it in B.
Yep.
It's an A because of it, and it's in B because it got rid of it.
Next one up then is ReZero.
Oh, ReZero was TBD last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
We had just
Okay.
started, I think, when we were doing this.
Sure.
And now, since we have finished what is out, I don't know if there's more to come, I think. I don't know. What do people think of ReZero?
Like, despite it not being my type of show, it's really good. So I'm trying to look at it objectively.
Like,
I want to hear you guys first.
probably, and this is weird to say it this way, of my own personal opinion, because I cannot divorce my experience from experiencing it with you guys.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
By myself, it would probably be high C, low B.
Okay.
But with you guys having the discussions that we had,
Yeah.
I like it in an A.
We had some great discussions in ReZero.
It's definitely good to have it as like discussion stuff,
Yeah.
you know, because like a lot of the things about that show is like there's some of the mystery and stuff that you're dealing with. You're trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when like I think watching like Lost is one of those shows too, where like if you watch it by yourself week to week versus like having people that you talk about
Yeah.
what is going on, I think that
Yeah.
amplifies it a bit more.
I agree.
So
Can only go with our own experience.
sure. So I mean, I definitely enjoy it. I think it's above C. I don't think it's S for me. But between A and B is where I'm at.
Okay.
Trying to figure out which one it would be. What do you think, Rick?
It's a tough one for me. Like, I'm almost positive if I watched it a second time, it would be an S. I feel like it's a show that would greatly benefit on a second watch.
Sure.
Knowing what you know now, having watched those episodes again.
Yeah,
Yep.
we missed a lot of things.
Sure.
Or, like, maybe reading the light novel might
Yeah.
help with that as well. But I only have the experience that I have.
Sure.
Dr. Doolittle.
Um,
Damn it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying it's funny.
It's been a very important show for me. Like, it's made me think about anxiety and depression in different ways.
Yeah.
And I love it when media can do that.
Sure.
Put it in different perspectives and, like, change me as a person. I really love the main character, and I love the rules of that world and how it all works. I like a lot of the side characters and stuff, too. It's tough. Like, I think A right now, but I think if I watched it again, it would be an S.
And we'll eventually have more, right? Because
That's
a
true.
Show that's over
I think
at
there's
all.
more, yeah.
Yeah. I think they
Yeah.
said like they have enough for like 7 seasons or something like that. We did 2, maybe it was 9. I don't know.
Pretty sure we did too.
Yeah. I would say for myself, see, as like when I hold this up to like Jiu Jitsu Kaizen doesn't have much of a story, but it has great characters. I would say that ReZero has better characters, but it also has a huge story that I constantly felt like I was falling behind on. And
Sure.
again, maybe on a rewatch that would change up. But right now, without a rewatch or more, I would go B. Just because, like I said, it's not even the type of show I think that I would have watched on my own or that I seek out, but it was just that good for me.
Sure. Like, I definitely have some moments that I
Yeah.
really enjoyed in that. But there's also a lot of stuff and being like, okay.
Yeah.
What's this mean? What are we doing with this?
Yeah.
Like, again, it made me feel everything like Jiu Jitsu Kaizen. I laughed very hard for that show.
Very
I cried very hard for that show. I was hyped extremely.
I think I'll go with B. I was trying to look at where I put it on my own without any discussion too, trying to think, and I have it high C initially when I was looking through trying to rank everything. So I'm trying to figure out like where everything sits and where I put it with what I enjoyed. And I think a lot of it for me is like what I enjoyed with you guys and discussing it and stuff.
Redheads.
Yeah.
He's just distracting you, Aaron. Where's your wallet?
I would probably go B.
Yeah, I'll go B.
B's okay with me. You guys had where?
I had A, and I feel disappointed in myself for not putting an S.
I mean, you can call S.
You can, but you can also. Well, next year we'll come back. Maybe you'll rewatch. Maybe we've seen more. You never know.
Sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
So where do we go with this? Like I'm between B. My initial thoughts were C. You're A. You're kind of thinking S. You're
Solid A.
solid A. And where are you, Eric?
I'm a B.
B.
Yeah. I'm a B.
Calvin's at A.
B.
He's a solid A. You're like an AS. I'm like a BC. He's a B and he's an A.
I mean, there are certainly things about it, like story-wise or even mystery box-wise, and sometimes relating to the characters-wise, that I'm like, I don't understand or I can't follow. So that takes it down, but I feel like it only takes it down too. So I'm a B.
I feel like Subaru is the anime character that I've related to the most.
Sure.
Maybe the TV character that I've related to the most.
For me, he's one of those characters that I use as example of like, I love his arc, but I felt like he started too low in the beginning. So where he ends up with seems higher than what it really is. Is what it feels like to me. But I also, admittedly, I don't understand some stuff.
I think we should mix it up a little for this tiebreaker. Instead of Smash, we should do a pull-up contest.
Okay.
I feel like that's Calvin and Smash as my pull-ups.
Doesn't feel so fair anymore,
I did 183 this last week.
Yeah, I don't know. I can probably do more than Calvin and Eric, but I don't know who does more between Eric and Calvin.
Calvin.
Calvin,
can you do one?
Yes.
Calvin. I've lost weight, but not that much.
Eric did 180 some push-ups.
Wait. Is Calvin on your side?
Yeah.
Is that why you're changing it?
Maybe.
Put it on a B.
No, it goes at least on an A.
What did chat say?
At least.
Chat said B. So
Chat said B, we go to
chat
B.
be the tiebreaker?
Yeah, that's fine. And Smash, which we always said we determined it was Smash.
Yeah.
Smash would be
I don't want to
me
renege
and
on the
Eric
Smash.
versus you and Calvin. We would win. Come on.
I'm a hair away from S.
I'm
so close.
I originally put it in C, Rick. You guys have convinced me that I should probably put it in B. I can drop to C too. With my initial thoughts.
I can go to S too.
I say chat went with B. I think it's a middle ground for everything, and we can revisit it when next year and the next season.
Let's put it in the arrow spot where B is, though. And
okay.
In the I mean, I feel like it should be in the high B, low A area.
Though I think,
right?
Move arrow out of the way and put ReZero in its place.
It's in the
top left of B.
I will have watched ReZero again before we rate this again next year.
Why can't you just find it?
Why can't you just find the arrow? Find the arrow. All right. So we got ReZero and B. Now we need shows that are brand new.
Brand
that we
new
reacted
shows!
to over
We've
the
made
last year, which we have quite a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Should we do those in reverse alphabetical order?
No.
All right. So the first one then is Arcane.
I have no opinion.
You have no opinion.
I have not seen.
Arcane for me, I put at an
S. Arcane is an S for its art style, its story, its characters,
I thought
and its fight animation.
I mean, the characters were developed in a video game.
Yep.
But I thought what they did transitioning them into this like animation is done really well. I think if you don't know League of Legends,
Which I don't.
It's a fun show to watch.
Yeah, I don't really either.
I think if you do know some League of Legends lore, it was still fun to watch. And I enjoyed a lot of like trying not to say anything, but being like, oh man, they're doing this. That's really cool. I love how they're doing this and that, you know? So
it was the best new show I watched since last ranking.
Sure. The animation I thought was really good.
So good.
I thought the music was really good.
So good.
They did really good job with that.
The characters are so good.
Just the visuals
so well developed.
And
the fight choreography is so good.
So
well thought out.
There's nothing necessarily about Arcane where I'm like, it deserves to be lower. Like everything about it I liked.
I can think of one thing.
There wasn't more?
Yeah.
There will be more.
From what I know about it, I have one thing. That logo looks real boring.
Oh.
Sure.
Rick, look at it next to Fruits Basket. What's special about that?
Yeah, the boxing
scene.
Oh my God.
Rick.
It's so artistic. What a good show.
Now, anything else we need to gush over about Arcane? Or
I mean,
just put it in there.
I want to keep gushing because it deserves it. If that's what you want to say, but unfortunately, I have nothing. Like usually, we talk more about what keeps it out of categories, and it has nothing. What's bad about it? Name it. Name a thing.
No,
gotcha.
that's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Like I don't.
Gotcha,
think...
Aaron.
What? We're moving on.
Good.
Well, we can't move on because the poll's still running.
Oh no!
You have to talk
End the
longer.
poll.
We have to talk longer for the Arcane.
All right. I mean, fantastic characters. So,
I'm looking at all the other boring titles that are S rank right now.
I'm kidding.
Black Sails, Watchmen, Fruits Basket. Like you're gonna complain about the show that you haven't seen.
It's the only thing I know about the show.
About a thing that's not even relevant.
It's the only thing I can
to the
contribute
plot?
to this conversation.
Okay. Have we talked long enough?
I've always loved Clone Wars animation, but I think that Arcane is leaps and bounds better in terms of 3D animation, like that style of show. I have a bias to 2D looks, but it's so great. And the best thing it did was that they had the 3D animation for the characters, but everything else was just drawings. Even a lot of the locations. The Corridor Crew did a great video on Arcane. They have that special effect like lightning, smoke. Anything that's an effect is all 2D. They had 3 guys just drawing 2D effects. And then the backgrounds aren't even modeled stuff. It's just pictures, paintings. Amazing.
The other thing, I hadn't thought about it in a little while, and then I was driving, and I heard, was it Imagine Dragons? The the misery. That song, and it came on.
Everybody wants to be.
Speaking about that, the one thing I probably would say that I disliked was that intro.
Oh.
For me, watching it, and I was like, oh. And I felt like if you're watching and paying attention to things, you're...
Sure.
And
if you know what you're seeing.
The thing, too, is a lot of intros do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But given how the story progressed with that, I was like, I wish they wouldn't have done it like that and they'd have shown some other stuff in the intro.
I get you, but being a person that never saw it and had no idea, and I didn't look away from that intro, and I'm a professional TV watcher, didn't bother me at all.
That's why you saw where it was coming. You got it. You knew.
Nope.
You knew.
Nope.
All right. We go with Arcane then? S tier.
Yep.
Let's move on to Better Call Saul.
It feels unfair to do this right after Arcane.
Does it?
Yeah. Well, it's just another S show.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's not fair.
That's why we should went in reverse alphabetical order. I tried to set this up for
in with all the S's.
I think Better Call Saul, I put it right next to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. I think it's done well. The characters are great.
It's propped up by Breaking Bad.
Sure, but it stands so well on its own, too.
Yep. Oh, man, yeah.
But I think that if you just watch Better Call Saul, I think that you would enjoy it just as much if you didn't have the Breaking Bad knowledge.
I believe that is the case. What you learn about characters in that.
Yeah. I don't think it's a show where
just as good.
Just like Arcane, I don't think you need to play League of Legends or know the characters to watch that show. Mm-hmm. I think it's the same with Better Call Saul. Mm-hmm. And that's a strength for a prequel where it's you don't even this is something that we're doing beforehand for this. Yeah. Then you can just watch it. You're great.
I'm hesitant to give shows S's before I finish them.
Yep.
But I think it's still an S.
But we've already seen what is
it?
Three or 4 seasons or something, right? How much have we watched?
4.
4 seasons.
We're into 4 seasons.
We just got into
I don't
4
feel
seasons.
out of the 4 seasons that we're watching into or whatever it's been, I don't think there's any every episode I look forward to it every single time, right? It's the one where I'm like, man, if I could watch more of this, I probably would. Like,
Rick,
I don't know.
we haven't finished Attack on Titan.
I know.
Exactly. Fantastic show, and I agree with Aaron. Like every time I see it on the schedule, I get extra excited for that day.
I do.
Yeah. All right, putting in
It
that
can only
tier.
go down.
Can only go down.
Oh, I don't know.
Did we give enough time for people to vote?
Almost. It's almost finished.
So let's move on to Community.
Ooh, so I can rank this one because I've seen it.
You've seen all of it.
I have.
I don't
know.
Now here's the
I've not
thing.
seen all of it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can rank it.
I
I've
feel
only
like it's
seen.
TBD for me.
I feel like I've only seen like
Yeah.
like 12 episodes, whatever it's been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. Love watching the show, but I don't know if I can fairly judge it.
I kind of don't want to talk about it too much because I
Sure.
don't want to spoil it for you guys.
Yeah.
Did I plug up an ear?
I
the
say we
thing.
just.
Just one.
I feel like
Oh.
putting it in TBD or C tier, just because like I don't know how I feel about it yet, and I feel like it could go up or go down depending on what happens in the future with things.
Yeah, I'd
Let's
have
keep
to.
it in TBD.
You wanna
TBD
keep
is
it?
okay.
We want to keep it in TBD.
Or I mean, put
Or
it there.
just
Huh.
rank it how you see it now, not like where you want it to go or
Yeah.
something like that. It's up to you guys.
If
Like,
I was
I
ranking
also
it,
can't really
I mean,
talk
I could give it
about
a letter grade and just not talk about why I'm giving it that letter grade.
Sure.
Maybe.
I'd say if I was giving it a letter grade, I'd give it a C right now for Community.
I can't fairly give it a letter grade.
Well, then let's put it in TBD.
Yeah.
I mean, if Rick and Calvin want to give it what they think, but we can always revisit this later, or we can just wait until next year.
I feel like I would be much more comfortable doing it next year.
I think so too. Like I'll have a whole year of watching it. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
We have to protect ourselves more than we have to rank this.
Yeah.
All right. So we will revisit Community next time.
Gotcha.
What we won't have to revisit is this show, which is done, Cowboy Bebop, Netflix
Netflix.
adaptation.
Man, there is some stuff I really like about that show.
Me too.
I like Spike Spiegel in that show.
Me too.
I like Jet Black in that
Me
show.
too.
yeah.
I like the music in that show, which kind of doesn't count, but kind of
You
does.
skipped a character.
Kind of.
What? Oh, man.
I mean, it like what do you? This is the thing. Can you possibly grade it by not comparing it to Cowboy Bebop, the anime, which is an S?
I mean, I think I could.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should.
Yeah. Because this is you.
Like, it is an adaptation.
Sure.
So I feel like by its nature, it should be compared to the original.
Yeah.
It compares very poorly.
Though I don't think you have to watch, with it being an adaptation, it's not like you have to watch the anime to watch this or anything, which is good.
See, my thing is like, I thought it was fine, but I felt like the people that hated it were too biased to the show. Like, to call it soulless, I thought was objectively dumb. That's just me, though. It's a C for me.
I was between C, maybe D, but I think there's enough there that I enjoyed
There's some of those fight scenes that are real fun.
that I don't think
Yeah.
it should be
Shot well.
Like, I know a lot of people really didn't like it, but I don't think it deserves E or F.
Oh, I thought there was a lot of really well done, like, love put into that show. It's just Vicious was real bad.
Sure. And if that had been better, I think it could have been B or something, or maybe A.
Yeah.
But because of some of the character choices they made and whatnot,
Sure.
like I'm fine putting it in C.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go lower than D
Me either.
if we were looking at it being.
Like, it looks and it sounds like Cowboy Bebop.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel like Cowboy Bebop.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. I like Spike. D.
Calvin,
Calvin?
give us anything.
I would probably put it in D if it were not for Jet and Spike.
Jet is
Jet,
so good.
Spike, man, some of the fight scenes, some of the stuff they did with
The
that.
fight scenes is good.
Some of
You
the
know,
of the effects and the camera
panel
work
things
that they
did
did.
and stuff too. Like, there's some really cool things that they do.
Really
I like the way
cool.
the ships look.
Yeah, it's just the villain and some of those choices and stuff like that they made that pulled it down for me. But I'm gonna put it in C.
I'd say C. Where we at? C, C, D.
I just wish it was gonna get a season 2 because I felt like once they got to where they are now, they'd be able to have some freedom to do what they wanted.
Yeah.
I would have enjoyed that so much more than what we got.
Sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
C.
The thing it does bad, it does real bad.
You're right.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah,
And it brings down some stuff that could have been awesome.
I know.
The things that it does well, it does
Like when
really
I saw
well.
the intro, I was excited for that show.
Yeah.
If we're rating that intro, that's a great intro. It's
But
just
then my excitement was just beaten down until it died over episode after episode.
like there's
Jeez,
one
Rick.
character I think that we could
What?
disagree that like what it did, but there's also a character that I think everybody can agree it's like that just was miscast, didn't work, wasn't fun to watch.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Like
it
what-
was like half the show.
It
They
was
gave
a
him so
struggle
much-
to justify.
They gave him so much more stuff. It felt like for nothing. So yeah, C.
D for me.
All right. Let's go with C. Did we when we did Dexter? Did we included everything? Is that how we did that?
We are splitting Dexter.
We're
We were
splitting.
splitting
Yeah.
Dexter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dexter's new this year.
All right. Well, then the next one is Dexter New Blood.
Dexter New Blood.
It is a. I'm glad that it has a new final season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm glad that it happened.
I'm glad for myself that I can distinguish it from the original TV show
Yep.
and hold it on its own laurels.
It is not perfect.
Mm-mm.
No.
It is not even close to perfect, I don't think. But it is a much better finale for that series that I liked a lot of
Yeah.
than what we got previously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No. I mean, I liked it better than what was there before.
But it doesn't reach the highs that Dexter
No.
had reached for me.
Yeah.
Sure, but I don't think it reaches the lows that Dexter.
It definitely
did-
doesn't.
No.
did
It
for people.
definitely.
It definitely does not.
If we're going by averages, the lows of Dexter bring that down a lot more than what Dexter New Blood possibly could.
I would probably put it in a B. I think.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too. It might go right next to Dexter, like above Dexter, like in the C category.
Mm.
Sure.
But I don't think there's nothing about it that is as bad as the worst of Dexter. But I don't think it's as good as the best of Dexter. And because of that, like we kind of put Dexter in the middle because it has some lows and it has some highs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Dexter New Blood, I feel like, is kind of like right there in the middle of the best and the worst of Dexter.
I feel
But
like
I don't know if it's
Just a smaller
up
sample.
more or just there in the middle.
I feel like I almost have to grade it on a curve because
Yeah.
like where they had to start from was so low that it couldn't have been great.
Okay.
No matter what they would have done, because of the starting place of where they would have had to have started, I feel like
It was.
it was an impossible ask.
It had a handicap
And
to
hey, by
start
the
out.
time I got done
Right.
with the first episode of New Blood, and they chose to hold the
Yeah.
narration off to just this moment, I was immediately back in. I'm between B and C. I think.
What do you think, Alvin?
I would put it at a B.
I think I'm also between B and C, but leaning towards B.
I mean, it's another one of those things where it's like it doesn't stand alone.
If you
Must
watch
be-
it by itself,
Yeah.
how does
Yeah.
it do?
No,
But I
it-
mean, you can
Poorly.
say that of Agents of Shield, Mandalorian, Watchmen. You know, like
Yeah.
Better Call Saul. There's a lot of things.
Can
up
you?
there.
I think Better Call Saul you can watch on its own. Can you watch Mandalorian
I don't think
on
it's
its own?
as good
You don't think
as
so?
without Breaking Bad.
You don't think so?
I
mean,
think there's
The first
a couple
episode ends on a
things.
moment where you're like, that's only because you've seen Better Call Saul, you know?
I mean, I don't know. If
Well, I
you
mean, there's
had
one
that happen to you,
character-
you'd be like, "What the hell?"
There's one character that we're very excited about who really hasn't done anything in Better Call Saul yet. We're only excited about this character because of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Sure,
yeah.
but
I would say-
but
that
also
adds
I feel
more
like
to
it's
it,
fine.
But I don't know. Agents of Shield, I maybe get you there. I'll go with the C.
So triple C and a B.
Yeah, C.
I'm okay with it living in C.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt my feelings.
Sure.
I will hurt his feelings, though.
All
I'll
right.
hurt him later tonight.
I'm moving on to Dr. Stone.
Oh my
Ooh,
God,
fun.
Dr. Stone.
Have we seen enough of this
I'm
We've
so
seen so
grateful.
to make a decision?
But man,
I don't know.
Everything in my brain screams S.
I think I'm ready to throw it on. And granted, we'll have to change it next time probably, but
Maybe.
I really like
I've not
Dr.
felt this
Stone.
way about a show, I think, since Gurren Lagann.
I haven't felt
I get
this
what you
way
mean.
about a show since Steins Gate.
It's a different feel for
We
me.
watched
than
Steins Gate
most
before or
of the
after
shows
Gurren
on
Lagann?
S.
We watched it during, actually, I think.
Okay.
I think that it's an A for me.
I definitely enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I think it does a really good job. Animations and stuff's good for it.
Mhm.
There's a few things right now where I'm like, but what about this?
Sure.
I placed it at an A as well.
It's just because I've seen so little of it.
I'm just so grateful for science.
But like the way you guys were talking about Better Call Saul, like
Yeah.
for me, that is Dr. Stone. That is the number
Yeah.
one thing where I see that and I'm like, God damn, it's
Oh,
going to be
sure,
a great
yeah.
fucking day.
I get you.
But A.
A.
I say A.
But next year.
I can't.
baby.
Yeah, I can't wait to revisit it
year.
next year. I'm envious of next year, Eric, who gets to have seen it.
Me too.
More.
It is a super high A for me.
Yeah.
Now, the A's have it.
The A's have it, baby.
All
Yeah, you should watch it. It's fun. And our reactions. Haha.
Indeed.
right. Next up, damn it. All right, Rick, where are you putting Ghost in the Shell?
Fuck. I wish Maggie was here.
Is this another? You just throw it on the S tier again?
No, just
Maggie,
make a
is
whole
it-
new
are
tier
you
that
in
says
chat?
fuck.
F tier.
I mean, we might need to make a tier above S.
What?
What?
It is.
You're saying it's better than every show on S?
Remember, if you remember, I said, Rick, you only
Unbelievable.
get to pick one. Haikyuu or Fruits Basket. Which one do you say? And you said neither. There's one coming up.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's this.
Yep.
So we drop both of those to put this in there?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
Don't be
then
ridiculous. Yeah, no. It's a work of art. It is a pinnacle of the sci-fi genre. I wouldn't say it's like one of my most enjoyable shows just because it's so dense and deep.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel super dumb.
Sure.
I know what you mean.
But it also makes me want, like Dr. Stone, it makes me want to be a better person. Because I want to understand what this show is dropping down.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like there's some stuff that's not great about it. I don't love the OP and the ED.
Yeah.
It's from a time and place where 3D does not mix well with 2D animation.
Sure.
So it definitely has that problem. There's not a lot of. There's some. I wouldn't say the characters are a strong part of the show necessarily. It's a lot stronger than the movie was. But so far, at least, I haven't finished it. You don't get to know the characters very well. You kind of get to know them as much of their feelings as to what's happening of the events in the world. But that's also kind of the point of the show, where it is moving away from individualism and more to like societism and stuff. It's very complicated. I could talk about it for hours, and Meg and I often do.
Yeah.
After an episode.
Sure.
Talk about it for a long ass time. It's not the thing I think everyone would enjoy, but it is incredible. I cannot rate it lower.
How wonderful for you that every show that you watch with Maggie is an S tier.
I am very selective. I only
No.
pick shows that
Hey,
I think I'm going to love.
Can I vote just because I'm the one that has to go and find those fucking titles and figure out a way to make it so it doesn't break YouTube? Their titles are so long.
Their titles are rough.
It's like I'm typing in a URL every time I'm going to do the titles.
Definitely.
When I'm uploading on YouTube or Patreon. No, I can't do anything to it. This is Rick.
Yeah.
I guess. So it's better than Cowboy Bebop?
Man, I like Cowboy Bebop more. And it's actually done, I think, by the same studio and by a lot of the same people.
Sure.
Um,
But like you just named off like 2 or 3 things where like, this isn't done well. I don't like this. Do you have any of those things for Cowboy Bebop?
I don't. Like Cowboy Bebop is
like that's where I put like S tier. I feel like I can't think of anything bad about this really that I feel like brings it down.
Cowboy Bebop is in my top 3. Ghost in the Shell is in my top 10.
Where's Fruits Basket and Haikyuu?
Top 10.
And those are your top 10 is all in S.
Yeah.
All
watched a lot of shows.
We all do.
That's our job.
What are you talking about?
I have no control here.
Well, I
This
mean,
is blind waves. Rick is 1/4.
Chat
That's what happens.
agrees.
You guys should watch
apparently,
We should watch it.
majority voted S.
If anything, we should all be happy that we now have a whole other show that can be vouched for this hard.
Where us three can just watch it.
Yep.
Block Rick.
All right. Well, if Goes in the Shell go in there. Next up.
This guy person said Rick hates overpowered characters so much he's become one.
Maggie has my back.
That's what, yeah.
If that means anything.
Gotcha.
She did agree.
I only know of 3 shows she's ever watched, Rick.
She has good taste.
funny.
I can't judge those.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Gravity Falls.
Ooh.
I really need to see how it ends.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But we watched so much of it.
We have.
I feel like I should rank it, but it's so dependent on how well it all ties up.
Right?
I
That's the same
I
with
think
Loki,
how
right?
well they've done so far. I don't see them screwing it up, you know? And that's just I mean,
we put Better Call Saul in S tier without seeing how it ends.
Sure.
Um,
Though, in a way, we kind of do. Because we've already seen the other show.
you know
Well, yeah,
what?
like
You're right.
Yeah, I know how Better Call Saul ends.
No, for Gravity Falls for me, I was thinking about like the animation and stuff for it. Like I wasn't sure what to expect for it exactly.
Uh-huh.
I knew that my kids loved it, so I'm like, well, I wonder how this is gonna be.
Yeah.
And it has surprised me and been so much more than what I thought it would be. Not a lot of shows where I do the stuff that I do with Gravity Falls.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And the comedy was good, and the stories have been fun, and it's been good. I don't really have any negatives, and I put it in S tier. That's where I had it for me.
The fun of doing those cryptograms and stuff with you guys at the end feels like it's cheating.
It's a lot of fun. It's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's such a funny show. Very
I can't-
consistently.
It's really funny.
I can't think of a weakness. Whereas like, yeah, that doesn't do it for me. Like the characters, the comedy, the writing, just the feeling that show gives me.
I want to rate it lower because some of those ciphers are in some shots and not in others.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. People haven't even seen the worst one for us.
No.
We had to rewatch an episode 3 times?
At least.
Three
Rewatch
and a half
3
times.
times. Oh, to find it. But the elation of sometimes of finding it is so great.
I'm
put it in
comfortable
there?
putting it in S.
I put it in S for
Put it
me.
in S?
Yeah. I mean, I think that everything for me is good,
Yeah.
and it's better than like what it was much better than what I was expecting it to be. I wasn't sure, and it also was. It was one of those shows where like it was right up there all the time on polls, where like people are like, watch this, it's so good," and I'm like, "Is it gonna be that good?" And I watched it, and I'm like, you know what, this is really good, and I have so much fun watching this show.
Yeah.
And it's. I don't usually watch a show and then spend time trying to figure out secrets about the show and like cracking codes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just it adds another layer to it to me that most shows don't get.
I think this isn't like a fair thing to say, but I feel like it's harder for family-friendly stuff to be S
Yeah.
Sure, I get
Agreed.
you.
because like other shows just have no limits and can do whatever it takes
Yeah.
in order to get the job done, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You know, if you need to make a funny joke, you can use whatever language you need to.
Mhm.
If you need to get invested in characters, you can use violence in ways that family-friendly things can't do it.
Sure.
So I feel like when a family-friendly show can get me invested like that, I feel like it's even something extra.
It's more rare than like, you know, the drama where you go into things that I don't know if a 10-year-old should be watching this here, or when you get into some really good fight choreography and stuff like that too. So a lot of shows end up being a little bit more on the mature rating with some of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, rather than being like, I love Jackie Chan, but some of his movies are not great for me to have like my 6-year-old watch.
Sure.
But I love his fights, you know?
So like, and that, I think even without considering that, I think it's probably still an S for me. But especially with that, I think it's an S.
feel like I'm a low S and high A. I can't decide. The best thing about it, I think, at least from where we are right now, is I know there's 2 seasons. So it's not going to have an opportunity to disappoint me much, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I love Lost, but Lost has a lot of parts where I'm like, you spun your wheels here a bit. Gravity Falls hasn't had a chance.
No, I mean, I'd say the worst ones are when they do like the
anthology
I think 2
episodes.
anthology episodes,
Sure.
but they're still fun.
Yeah.
They're always
and
the
they're
fun.
so
anthologies are so good.
And they're so
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah.
Even the shorts are better than everything in C tier.
Lucas, you're right. Think of Big Henry, Eric. You're right.
Oh,
Man, Big
yeah.
Henry.
S
Aw.
tier. S.
Big Henry.
It's an S tier.
How'd you get me to fall in love to a character in like 30 seconds?
Right?
All right. Well, Gravity Falls to S tier then. And,
Good. It makes the rest of S tier better along with it.
It
It
does.
does.
You're right.
I'm genuinely happy that it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, most of those up there, like you can't. There's a lot of things up there that you can't necessarily say is family content.
Yeah.
There's a few things that are.
Like
Which is
Avatar is the one that really stands out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mandalorian probably. You
Sure.
could probably say for most family stuff you're good there.
Sure.
But all right, let's go to Halo.
Oh man,
Now,
I feel a lot different about Halo after today.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Good.
Yep. I'm glad he removed the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
add a lot more. I don't
That's
know. I
high
mean,
praise, Rick.
Yeah.
That's really high.
I don't know how much is in this season. I don't know if it's like a 10-episode season or what they're doing. We've seen, 6 so far?
Yeah.
Do we have enough to determine it? Do we need to wait? I would say
I think I'm ready to rank it.
I think I'm ready to rank it.
I think I can rank
Yeah.
it for me.
It's got some Brooklyn Nine-Nine stuff where it's got some S.
Yep.
It's got some A.
Yep.
It's got some F.
Yep.
some F, huh? I don't know if anything hit F for me. Well, I
At
know
least-
I know it did for you guys. Now I know what you're talking about.
I mean,
Yeah. No.
at the very least, it has things that are D or TBD.
Below average.
Yeah.
I would say the things that you don't like, you are not enjoying, but you don't know whether it's bad or not yet. Right?
It depends where it ends, right?
Yeah,
It really depends how
it does.
the season wraps up.
It does.
And it's only one
they
season of
could-
what will be many.
They could turn it around.
Like, I'm almost positive if I watch it again, there will be parts that I probably fast forward through
Sure.
Sure.
in the future. Maybe. But we'll see how it ends.
Yeah.
Man. It's also based on a video game, which I feel like that is an anchor a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
That usually ends very poorly.
Sure, yeah. There's not a lot of things based on video games that do well or anything. And this one also is like, I feel like this one is one of those where it's taking liberties to not be exactly just what the video game universe lore is. Which I've been playing through the Halo franchise now on stream, and like I get that a little bit better now. And honestly, I think it helped with me to see like here are what they're pulling from it and here are what the differences are, and I understand it a little bit better
Sure.
now.
Yeah.
I had it put at a B for me. Because I think some of the stuff that it does well, I really enjoy. And yeah, I think there's some slow parts right now and stuff, and I haven't finished it, and I don't know how it's gonna end. I have some assumptions, but depending on if it ends where I think it's gonna end, I think like a season 2 would be really good and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love,
me.
Rick, what you said about like the thing you hated the most about the first episode. Like, it's changed your mind. I like that. That's cool. The mask, right?
Yeah.
The helmet.
Yeah. It's a really good episode.
Yeah.
And you only get that because you
Yeah.
can see his face.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
no Carl Urban.
What do you have it in, Aaron?
I had mine at B.
B?
Like for me so far, and it may be because I'm playing through Halo 2,
Yeah.
or I finished Halo 2 and played through it for the first time.
Sure.
So I have like 2 kind of highs of like
Mhm.
what this world and lore and stuff's like and
Sure.
whatnot. But
Yeah, I am, like, this last episode helped me get invested in the characters more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, before this, I was like, man, I want to see more of the Halo action.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
it does it so well. I want to see more of it.
sure. Like if I would have rated this 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
versus now, it might have been a lot different.
Dude, like, I like this more than I did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, 6 episodes in, and that's an S tier. You know? Like, this has a lot of room to grow, I think. I put it in B. We're 6 episodes out of 6 out of 10 for the first season, right? We'll do that.
I think I can live in B.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe. I don't know.
You think you can what?
I'm leaning towards C, but I would be okay with it in B.
Where are you, Calvin? Because you also know more of the Halo stuff. You've been involved in that universe more.
I think it's only because we watched that episode today.
Yeah.
If it was tomorrow, I think I would feel different.
Maybe.
It was so fresh.
Yeah.
Was it,
I mean,
recency bias or whatever?
Yeah, recency.
I'm, like, being the person, I think, of the group that has the least exposure to the video game, like, just trying to judge the show at itself. Like, I can't discount the Quan stuff, and I'm like, I'm just so uninterested in this. So it takes it down a lot. But I think it only takes it down 2, so B's for me. Yeah.
I'm okay with it being in B for now.
Yeah.
Probably where I'm at right now, my personal preference would be an A. But, yeah.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes, and we'll rank it once we finish the season.
Well, if Rick's thinking C a little bit and you're thinking A a little bit, we kind of end up meeting at B.
We meet in B anyway, yeah.
So that's fine.
B
Let's go with B.
All right.
Next up is Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Right.
I really wish I could have experienced everything in Hawkeye in the show and not have gotten spoiled on a thing.
Yeah, I get you.
I really wish.
It's definitely
I understand.
It was definitely a moment of being able to just experience all that and be like, oh my gosh.
Like, I really wanted to be able to just freshly be like, and then you're a mean one, Mr. Great. Like, I wish I had that.
It was really good.
I'm so jealous watching you guys' reaction.
I was. Calvin got so angry at me.
It was great. It was a great moment. No, I think like Hawkeye, the action it had, some of the characters it introduced and stuff. It's also like kind of creating that passing of a torch.
Yeah.
Like I think it does a lot of that stuff really well, and I really enjoyed it. As far as the Disney Plus shows go for Marvel and stuff too, I think I enjoyed it more than some of the other.
Felt more lighthearted.
Sure.
Like Christmas movie Hawkeye. I mean, not to say it didn't have stakes and
it had some tragic moments.
It definitely had tragic,
I think, and it was
like
interesting having Cliff have to live and adapt with life as a like having lived a life of a superhero.
Yeah.
Clint. Sorry.
I would say for me, also, it's been so long for Hawkeye being in just all these other movies in the background.
Sure.
To get something where he gets a chance to kind of shine on his own a little bit. I have it at a B, I would say.
Yeah?
I think for me it was above above some shows. I enjoyed it more. I don't think it was anything super amazing, but I enjoyed it more than I don't know, some of the stuff in C and whatnot too, you know?
I think I put all of the MCU shows in C except WandaVision. I think this is like the highest of those. I think it's still in C for me.
Where's WandaVision right now?
WandaVision's in C.
It's in C?
Yeah, but I would put it in D.
Oh, you put it in D, I see.
So I think Hawkeye is a C for me.
I have to say I enjoyed Hawkeye more, I think, throughout than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I had that one in B. Comparing it to other shows in A, I think, I feel right now that it belongs in A. I had so much fun watching that.
So
I don't know.
an
It's
A,
so
a C,
hard.
and a B.
Actually,
it is hard.
I actually quite love that it's really hard to judge the Marvel shows against each other. I like that.
They are very
I
different.
feel like it's easier to do the CW shows against each other than it is the Marvel Plus shows.
I agree. I think so too.
I'm a low B or high C. Put it in B.
B.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that
Sounds
balances us out to B then.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
like it lives in B.
Jake's cursing us.
All right. Well, while we're talking about Marvel shows, we have Loki.
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 Loki's fun.
Where does Loki go?
Man.
What a cool soundtrack it had. That's the first thing I think of is the soundtrack.
The soundtrack?
Yeah. I really liked it. There's a lot of things in Loki I love. I think it's one of my favorites of the Marvel shows.
Yeah, like I love the character of Loki
Yeah.
more than any other of the characters we've talked about so far, I think, in the
Sure.
Marvel shows.
Yeah.
I really love, I don't want to go into spoilers too much,
Sure.
but I love the ending of that show
Uh-huh.
and where that's going to lead to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I just love that whole storyline.
Just within
Sure.
the MCU as a whole and everything.
Yep. Yep.
You
Yep.
love
Yep.
what that opens up to.
I love Owen Wilson
Wow.
a lot.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, he was really great in that.
I think Loki's an A for me.
it's an A.
Or, I'm sorry, a B.
It's a B for you. It's an A for me. Loki. And a show that we'll see again, too. So,
Sure.
like Hawkeye, I don't know if there's going to be another season of Hawkeye or not, but Loki, I know there will be.
I'd say I have it probably B, probably above where Hawkeye was.
Yeah.
Probably, but probably still in B.
Sure.
So it would be good. Calvin, would
Yeah.
you say anything?
No, yeah, If you guys all agree that Hawkeye belongs in B, then I would say Loki belongs in B as well.
Also,
Okay.
Loki gave me some like cameos that I never thought I would see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep. Totally, I get you.
that's fair.
Really enjoyed that.
Richard E. Grant was so good in the show. Okay, B, that's fine.
B. All right. So this one might be a tricky one, especially trying to avoid as many spoilers as we can.
Okay.
But Marvel's What If?
Oh,
What if it's a hard
Oh.
one?
that
That
is
is
a hard
hard.
one.
So many episodes are on their own.
I think it's a tricky one to do.
It's kind of like Black Mirror, right? Except
It's a tricky one to talk about without
yeah.
discussing a lot of spoilers of
I
stuff.
can't talk
you
about
know?
that either.
There's a lot of things. It's
There's-
a really tricky thing to kind of be like,
Yeah, what?
because the experience I had watching through it, I thought was really fun. And each one, like, they had each episode had interesting concepts and stuff, just to have like played around with, you know?
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that.
This
I
is
think it
gonna
has
be,
episodes that rank from like A to D
Yeah.
for me. There's nothing terrible. There was nothing that was absolutely incredibly amazing.
There's one for me that's incredibly amazing. Like I
Yeah.
loved the Doctor Strange,
Sure. That one was definitely my favorite.
but I don't know if it was S.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like they're probably A for me. But the Thor one I did not like
Yeah.
very
Me either.
much. But yeah. I can't talk about why. I put it in a B.
Sure, I get you. I think I only have one episode that I kind of was like, this is all right, but it's not my favorite. But then the rest of them I thought were really interesting and some really cool stuff that they dove into and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I like animated superhero stuff more.
It's bias, Rick.
I know it is.
You don't say you like animation more? No.
Well, especially when it comes to superheroes.
When are you gonna have your solo you and Maggie live action show?
Because like when you
Never.
When's that gonna
What are
be?
you fucking
What live
kidding
action?
me?
What live action show you guys gonna watch?
like I always see the cuts between the CG and the not CG and live action because they're superheroes and they're doing crazy things that people can't do, you know? But in animation I never have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can immerse yourself more.
Guess so. It's all fake.
Yeah.
As opposed to this, that's fake, but that's real. I'm
Well,
confused.
yeah, like, you know, Better Call Saul, like that's not doing anything you can't do in real life. So like that's amazing and I love it and S tier.
Sure.
Holy shit.
I'm at a between a B and a C. I can't think what I want to put it.
I can't think. I think that a lot of my Marvel Netflix shows
Yeah.
kind of, they're all like one of those things, like most of them are not like the best of the best shows I've ever watched,
Yeah.
but I think that they're above average on a lot of
I
stuff.
get ya.
So I would probably put this one in the B category.
Okay. See, like, I feel like Star Wars Vision is going to be a lot easier than this one, even though it has some of the same, like, well, they're all different.
Sure.
And I want to say that the problem, not problem, but like this one felt like you took a bunch of your Marvel figures out and made cool non-canon stories. But that's exactly what it is.
Sure.
How can I fault it for being exactly what it is?
Sure. But then, yeah. I didn't love the art style. It was okay.
I liked it for certain ones.
I loved it for certain ones.
Mm-hmm. Jeffrey Wright was so perfectly cast as the Watcher.
True.
Really liked that one Hank Pym.
You gonna name all the episodes?
Yeah.
Spoil everybody.
I'm gonna put it in B.
B.
Yeah.
I think that's where it lives then.
Yep. Regardless of what Calvin says.
Oh, I was gonna put it in B anyway.
Okay, so we all put it in B. Well, is that the first one we've had where we're just like, this? Well, we had some S ones that went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had some S ones.
All right. We have Masters of the Universe
Revelation.
Revelation.
And despite it being a part 1 and part 2, we are ranking it all together.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
I mean, it would be as if it were season 1 and season 2.
Yeah, well, we've watched all of it. It's not all released right now, but it is all on our Patreon if you want to see our reactions to all of it.
I feel like Cobra Kai, like the sum of the whole is better than some of its parts.
Yeah,
kind of in a way. Like I feel like I enjoyed it more than maybe the quality of the show actually was.
Agreed.
And I have a lot of nostalgia when it comes to Masters of the Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is a tough one for me.
I don't have nostalgia.
Yeah.
There are some weird people in
Yep.
the Masters
there was.
of the Universe.
Is there a butt coming or?
No, I mean I think like there's some fun things there.
Yeah.
Animation wise was all right. I don't think it was the best I've ever seen, but it wasn't the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah. I really like the colors and the line art and the backgrounds and things
Sure.
like that.
I don't
really need to have a conversation with someone that loved He-Man and
Yeah.
doesn't like this, because I do.
Have you talked to your brother about it? Doesn't he love He-Man?
Yeah, and he was fine with it. He liked it. Like I truly like. I've tried to go and find people to talk about it, and I just like their arguments are just so unconvincing to me. I don't know. I really like this show.
I mean, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it with
Mm-hmm.
you guys. I don't think part 1, part 2 did it any favors.
Definitely
You
not.
know, like having 5 episodes and then 5 episodes.
5 and 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they just done a 10 episode season, I think it'd have been really much better probably for everybody.
Sure.
I think I'd put it at C.
I think it says something of the show where you not having an experience for it. Did you still get goosebumps whenever you get I have the power?
No.
I don't know if I get goosebumps during that part, but there was a few parts I'm like, oh yes, they're doing this. That's so good.
Okay.
But it wasn't like I have the. I'm like, oh, he's doing it. I hadn't really seen that. It wasn't like a big deal. To me.
Sure. Okay.
I'm just like,
I mean-
the thing he does.
It's just a lot of that is owed to that. It has some great animation and the color palette, but Bear McCreary's score for those moments, so good.
Way better than the original cartoon score, I think.
Yeah.
And
Although, as much as I love new Skeletor, you cannot top old Skeletor.
But
Really?
they had some of the design work in that show too. Though, I don't want to go too far into it people haven't seen, because I truly think people, especially if you used to watch He-Man, I think you should watch it and maybe try not to look up much in terms of the reaction, because I felt like a lot of it was just way unfair. What would I put it on my tier list?
I don't know. It's tough.
This is my experience. I just keep feeling bad for Jake that he keeps having to move around B because it's getting so crowded, but I'm kind of going to B.
Man.
I think if I had to rank parts 1 and parts 2 separately, part 1 would probably be in C for me. But part 2 would probably be an A. So I think as a whole, it averages to B for me.
So you have a B?
I give a B.
Yeah.
I'm at a C.
For B,
I'm
man.
at a B.
No, C, man. Where are you, Rick?
A lot of it's nostalgia. Well, like I think if I had never seen He-Man, I would probably be at a C. But because I have, and because of that one episode title,
Yeah.
The final episode.
I think it's a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man.
That was a great moment.
Who was it that didn't get it right away? Was it Calvin or Rick? Who? Wasn't there someone where like you
I mean,
read
I
it?
didn't-
I
and it
got
was
it
like,
right away.
I didn't get it right away, but once they said something, it's like, oh yeah, that's brilliant.
So, all right, so 3 B's that we're at.
I think so.
All right, then we go with B for Masters of the Universe.
We got 3 minutes to go.
I think that we should end there
I think that's a
Okay.
good place to end.
because we only have 3 minutes to go.
And Jake doesn't have much more room.
You have to reorganize all of B. So we might need to
We might need to squish C down a little.
move some stuff around a little bit here. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot in B. Very top heavy,
Yeah.
but
No, I think it works because
Weren't you the one complaining about bell curves and stuff?
Yeah,
It shows that people
the majority
say
should go in C in my
that
opinion.
we should, right?
You what?
I said most of the shows we watch are ones that people say we should.
Sure. That's always a thing that's kind of been mentioned is like, well, they vote. They're voting on the best of the best, and that's probably why they're up there so much.
I
you
approve
know?
of stopping now because I think the next one's Moon Knight, and we will have been able to judge the entire season.
I am not saying what the next one is, but if it was, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
For whoever thought that idea. So, but no, there's still several that we have to go through.
Yeah.
So we'll have quite a few and a segment of Star Wars stuff that we need to talk about, which I imagine that will take a long time.
Yeah.
Next week.
Sure.
Also in 2 weeks. So next week we should finish off this, and then after that we'll have a break from podcast for 1 week as well, just so people know.
Yep.
So, is there anything else that we have to cover for?
I just wanted to say that if anybody had a problem with where a show was placed, there is a form at blindwave.com. It's a feedback form. You can write that out, print that out, and shove it up your butt.
Jeez. No, we appreciate everyone's opinions.
We do.
Please appreciate ours as well. I know that this isn't necessarily everybody's favorite placements of whatever
Oh,
your
yeah.
favorite show is.
No,
It's
this is
just
the
kind
best
of-
placement for us.
It's just kind of where we're putting it with the, the best placement for us, except for Haikyuu and Fruits Basket and
We'll see.
You're
whatever the other
created
one
by
was.
us.
That's just Rick's.
Yeah.
So
I think we said last time that we
Hey.
ranked shows like we're gonna have to watch these and see if they actually belong up there, and we didn't.
that's over the next year.
Haunteds or anything in S, I wouldn't have said shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but I don't think they go in S though, so they're good, but not that good. So, all right, tomorrow we're gonna be back with the Pokemon randomizer, and then Rick back with Sekiro on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week for the final episode of the tier listing,
Yes.
Yes.
2022.
Yeah. Never doing this again.
Shows.
Ugh.